So you're thinking about moving to Sparks, Nevada, and you want to learn a little bit more about the area. Well, in this video, we're going to be going over the pros and the cons to living in Sparks, Nevada to give you a better understanding of the area. If you're new to the channel and you want to learn everything there is to know about Reno, Sparks, and the surrounding areas, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to be notified of any upcoming information about these areas. I have people just like you reaching out every single day through calls, emails, and texts, and I absolutely love it. So whether you're thinking about moving in 9 days or 90 days, just send me an email, shoot me a text, give me a call, or schedule a Zoom. The link will be down in the description below. I look forward to making this move to Sparks, Nevada as easy as possible for you. So the first pro to living in Sparks is that it has more affordable housing. And when I say more affordable housing, I don't mean in comparison to other cities and states. I mean compared to Reno, which is another city located in the same county as Washoe, and Reno and Sparks are both in that same county. So overall, to give you an idea, for last month, the median home value in Reno was right around $610,000. For last month in Sparks, the median home value was right around $530,000. So that's a pretty big difference of about $80,000. I would say overall, Reno has more luxury neighborhoods like Somerset, Collin Ranch, Arrow Creek, or even Montreux, and Sparks is very limited if you're looking for a luxury home. But you can certainly find some luxurious homes in the Wingfield Springs area, Vista, Harris Ranch, or even the Cinnamon Ridge neighborhoods. But I would say overall that there are more luxury homes in the Reno area, which typically is going to push your median home value up. Not to say that you can't find a good priced home in Reno, but you can definitely find some better value in the North Valleys and also some really good value in the Spanish Springs or Sparks areas. If you're looking for a fairly affordable home, you can buy a brand new home in the Willows or the Links by D.R. Horton, which offers brand new single family homes and townhouses in the $420,000 to just under $500,000 range. They're giving you some really great interest rate incentives and closing costs. So like I said, if you were to compare Reno to Sparks square footage to square footage, overall Sparks is going to be a little bit cheaper. So if you're looking for a little bit better value, I highly recommend checking out the Sparks, Nevada area if you're looking for a better priced home or a slightly cheaper rental. I would say currently one of the biggest cons to living in Sparks, Nevada is that it has a good amount of traffic and congestion throughout the area. In the early morning commute, whether you're going to work or school, and the early evening commute home from work and school, because we've experienced a ton of growth in Reno Sparks over the last 10 years, and we're still working on the roadways and the infrastructure. So if that bothers you, just keep that in mind on not living out too far north in the Sparks area. If you need to work or if you need to get to further south of town, get to the freeway or maybe even USA Parkway. So like I said, these are just some things to keep in mind if you hate the traffic and congestion. One of the best parts about living in Sparks, Nevada is that we have amazing weather. I'm from Hawaii originally, so I'm not used to 4 seasons, but we have 4 amazing seasons in the area. Some of my favorites are actually spring and fall because it's not too cold and not too hot. You can expect temperatures probably in the 50s to 60s in the springtime and definitely drops by about 20 to 30 degrees at night. In the summer, we can definitely get pretty hot, but I lived in Vegas for 2 years and it's not as hot as Vegas. I would say the hottest we get is probably about 104 to 105 degrees, and we don't typically see too many of those days. But one of the best parts about Reno is that even if we get to 104 or 105, we drop by about 30 degrees at night. So it's still very comfortable at night. And like I said, fall is another amazing season in Reno. Temps probably in the 50s to 70s while getting into the freezing temperatures at night. Winter is also another amazing season in the area. If you love skiing and snowboarding, we have some really amazing resorts nearby. And if you're wondering about the temperatures, how much snow and how cold does it get? Yes, we get blizzards. Yes, we get icy roads, but overall, I would say it's not that bad. I would say most of the time when we get a snowstorm or a blizzard, by the next day, about 11 a.m. to noon, the roads are completely clear. And a lot of times it doesn't even look like it snowed from the previous day. And sure, we can get a cold front that might last 2 to 5 days where we have some low temperatures. And sure, it can get a little dicey at times, but I would recommend getting an all-wheel drive or a 4-wheel drive vehicle and some winter tires. And if you're deciding to go over the mountain, definitely carry some chains, but I would say typically if you drive slow and you avoid the very early morning hours and late night hours, you're typically going to be fine in the winter driving times. Overall, like I said, it's not that bad after living in Hawaii for 21 years. One of the biggest pros to living in Sparks, Nevada is if you're looking for a brand new home. Sparks, Nevada, or Spanish Springs currently has the most new home builders in the area. We have a lot of reputable builders in the area, such as Ryder Homes, Genuine, Lennar, Toll Brothers, and D.R. Horton. There are some really amazing communities if you're looking for some really good value, such as the Links and the Willows by D.R. Horton in Spanish Springs, right off of Pyramid Highway. If you're looking for a Lennar home, they have some really great communities, such as Kylie Ranch and Pioneer Meadows. And if you're looking for a slightly bigger or a 3-car garage home, you can check out Silver Ridge by Lennar, right off of Pyramid Highway. And if you're looking for a slightly more luxurious home and wanting to customize the home a bit more, you can look into a Toll Brothers home in Sparks. They have a lot of really great communities. They have 4 or 5 different communities at Stonebrook, such as Regency at Stonebrook. They have Tavira at Stonebrook, Cordoba at Stonebrook, and even Alicante at Stonebrook, which has a wide range of 1 and 2-story options. And if you're looking for a slightly bigger 1 or 2-story home, you can check out Cinnamon Ridge by Toll Brothers or Harris Ranch by Toll Brothers. Like I said, if you're looking for a brand new home, I think Sparks, Nevada is one of the best areas because there are definitely the most new home builders and new homes in all of Washoe County. I would say one of the biggest cons to living in Sparks, Nevada is that overall there isn't a ton of things to do in regards to restaurants, bars, and nightlife. The downtown nightlife at Sparks is pretty non-existent, so if you like the nightlife, restaurants, and bars, you're typically gonna have to venture out to downtown Reno or Midtown or to other southern parts of Reno. But don't worry, overall it's not that far. I would say from almost anywhere in Sparks to downtown Reno, you're anywhere from 15 to 25 minutes away. So you still have access to some really great entertainment. And if you like to see shows, you're gonna wanna see places like Grand Sierra Resort, the Atlantis, or even the Peppermill if you like entertainment. But don't get me wrong, Sparks pretty much has everything you need in regards to everyday living and basic amenities. You're gonna have Costco, Sprouts, Walmart, a ton of shopping and grocery stores. You're gonna have the Outlet at Legends, which is one of the best outdoor malls in the area. You're gonna have Wild Island Family Adventure Park, and you're gonna have some really amazing parks for the kids, such as Lazy 5 and Golden Eagle Regional Park. Like I said, Sparks has a ton of amenities for basic everyday living, but if you're looking for slightly better restaurants, bars, and nightlife, you're gonna have to venture off to downtown Reno or possibly even the Midtown area. One of the best parts to living in Sparks, Nevada is that you have access to Lake Tahoe. Yes, it's not located directly in Reno or Sparks, but it's only about a 45 to 65-minute drive, depending on where you are in Sparks. And yes, it's not as convenient as places like Northwest Reno or South Reno and the drive to Lake Tahoe, but it's still not that far. Lake Tahoe is easily one of the best things to do if you live in Northern Nevada. They have some really great ski resorts up there, and I absolutely love going to Sand Harbor. But if you do like going to Sand Harbor, just make sure you go up very early. I believe they open just before 7 a.m. and they can get very busy in the summer. If you get there by about 7:30 or 7:45 in the summer, you might not get in. Another great option is Zephyr Cove or even Kings Beach, but Lake Tahoe is absolutely gorgeous. If you've never been, you have to check it out. Another con to living in Sparks, Nevada is that there's a lot of construction going on. And like I said, there's been a rapid growth over the last 10 years for Reno and Sparks. And with the majority of construction and new homes going on in Sparks, Nevada, or the Spanish Springs area, is that there's a lot of construction going on. Just the other week, I had another flat tire from driving in a new home community. There's also a ton of apartments popping up left and right in Reno and in Sparks. But like I said, this is more of a pro and a con. There's a lot of construction going up, more restaurants and places being added. I think this is really great for the future of Reno and Sparks, but this could be a significant con if you live in a new home community with a ton of construction going on and apartments popping up left and right. I know I've had a few clients that had some beautiful homes and they had some apartments built close to them and they weren't too happy about it. it. One of the cons to currently living in Sparks, Nevada, like I said, is that we've experienced rapid growth over the last 10 years in Reno and Sparks. So the most construction and new home builders are currently in Sparks and the Spanish Springs area, which means a lot of construction, nails, dust, and there are a ton of apartments popping up left and right. So if you don't like a ton of construction and traffic and other issues, I think this is more of a pro and a con because we are building out the infrastructure, but there is still a lot of construction in the area. And this is where more and more new homes are being built, such as even the Five Ridges, which is another new home community that is going to start up very soon. So there's going to be a ton of construction over the next 10 to 20 years in the Sparks and Spanish Springs area. One of the biggest pros to living in Sparks, Nevada is that there's no state income tax. You can actually get this living anywhere in Nevada, such as Reno, Las Vegas, Carson City, or other areas, but this is easily one of the biggest pros on why people move to Reno and Sparks. So another con for me, and a lot of feedback I've heard from my clients relocating from California, Texas, Chicago, and other areas, is that certain parts of Sparks and Spanish Springs feel a little deserty. And don't get me wrong, I understand we're in the high desert and there are still some really gorgeous areas in Sparks, such as Wingfield Springs, DeAndrea, Kylie Ranch, and even the Vistas that has some really beautiful and mature landscaping. But certain parts of Spanish Springs West, East, and the areas further north on Pyramid do feel very deserty and kind of feel a little bit more like Las Vegas. This is just my personal opinion and a lot of feedback I've heard from my clients over the last 2 to 3 years. Another con for Sparks is if you absolutely love skiing and snowboarding, you're going to be a little bit further away living in Sparks. You live in places like South Reno, but overall it's not that bad. It really only adds about another 5 to 15 minutes depending on which resort you go to, such as Mount Rose, North Star, or even Heavenly or Squaw. Like I said, overall it's not that bad living in Sparks, Nevada if you're wanting to ski or snowboard, but it's just something to keep in mind if you want to be closer to these resorts. Hope you enjoyed this video about living in Sparks, Nevada, and you have a better understanding of the area. So whether you're thinking about moving to the area in 9 days or 90 days, just send me an email, shoot me a text, give me a call, or schedule a Zoom. I look forward to making this move to Sparks, Nevada as easy as possible for you. Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.